I listen to this Denzel Washington motivational quote every single day, and you literally just
Period. Welcome everybody to the Babe Method podcast. I am Manuela Velez, your host, and this is episode 3 already. Look at that. This week's episode is going to be all about passion. So first, before we even move into passion itself, I think we first need to gain an understanding of what love is, because I do believe that passion is a form of love. There really are only 2 main families of emotion. There's either love or fear. Everything else falls into those categories. And as humans, we tend to function through these 2 avenues. So we either do things through love or we do things through fear. And when it comes to love, it is important to know that there is unconditional love and conditional love. Actually, I lied. There's only one type of love, and that is unconditional love. Conditional love is no longer love. Are you listening? Conditional love is no longer love. So passion is the drive to want to do things enthusiastically, to want to give your all to something, to be enveloped by it. And in order for you to feel that way, you need to be all in. You need to be all into that feeling, that sensation that drives you forward. I truly believe that passion is the driving force for life. I think it fuels life and it fuels you to live through gratitude. When I first discovered the importance of passion, I realized that there was a misunderstanding of what I thought passion was. I thought passion was something that I sought out. I thought it was a career. I thought it was a person. I thought it was a hobby. I thought it was a million things that almost had nothing to do with me and more had to do with that thing. So it was more like, how was that thing making me feel passionate? When in reality, it's the other way around. And this is what is so important about the Babe Method, is understanding this portion of what passion is. So passion is not, how is that thing going to make me feel passionate? It is, how is my passion going to make everything in my life better? How is the way that I see the world through my passion, how is that now going to allow me to be the best version of myself in every situation, every scenario, because my passion is from within me and not an external force? Really going back to when I was like, again, I keep referencing myself crying in a sauna, which is like, if it's not a meme, I don't know why it's not yet. But me crying in that sauna, I realized passion was a really important thing for me. One, I think that it stems from just like a lot of, I don't want to call it trauma because it might sound dramatic, but just like a lot of like trauma. Like I wanted to be able to give my everything to the people in my life and make them feel just so loved, because I felt maybe that I wasn't receiving that unconditional love. And the best way for you to fill yourself is by filling others. So I really sought out to live passionately. And that's when I really ran into a lot of hiccups, because I sought passion in people and I sought out passion in things. And it wasn't until I made the switch to I am passion. My mantra was literally strength, passion, intelligence, vulnerability. Strength, passion, intelligence, vulnerability. I would just repeat that to myself. So I was just trying to become passion. I am passion. I am vulnerability. I am. That is the most important sentence you will ever say to yourself. And that's where everything stems from in the Babe Method. In the what? In the Babe. I feel like I became a mumble rapper all of a sudden. Oh no, something cut out. Oh no, I feel like this died. What? Okie dokie schmorky artichokes. Okay. I love that we've taken a
96 years.
well, I love that the last episode also we took a little break and we actually did a glow up mid episode. It looks so good, by the way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Worth it then.
Yeah, so worth it. Alrighty. So I'll just go ahead and mention that we had our audio device situation. What do you even call that? It's crazy how much of this I'm doing that I don't even know the words for. But the mic thing died and I had to go buy batteries. But we're back and we're better. For me, to live passionately means that I give 110% no matter what the situation is, no matter who it is, what it is, where I am. I am so overwhelmed with just passion to live every single second as maximally as possible, knowing that every single moment as it's happening, it's getting left behind. So I want to maximize that. And I made the joke that I wash dishes passionately. And it's not because I'm a Scorpion, I'm not wearing lingerie, although boyfriend privileges. But realistically, when I go to, let's say, wash dishes, I stand there and I'm like, oh my God, this is so annoying. But I'm so passionate about being here in this moment and knowing that this is part of the process, right? Like, this is part of the human experience. My passion is to live as a human as much as I can while I'm still here. I am passionate about just making my life as enjoyable as I can every second of every day and getting the most out of it. So if you're doing things unconditionally, you're going to meet people, you're going to get into situations where you're going to benefit more because you're open. Love and fear, going back to that, cause two different routes. The way I see it is almost like you can always take two paths. It's almost like how they say like the high road, like you can take the high road. It's almost the same thing. It's like you can either take the road of love or fear. If you are taking the road of love, you are open. There's openness in your heart. If you're living a life of passion, there's not only openness, but there's also drive and motivation. Unconditional love comes from you and nothing outside of you. Okay. So now that you know that love comes from you and only you also know that passion then has to stem from you and only you. Nothing in your life is providing you with passion. You are the one who is creating that passion, and everything in your life will be touched by it, which is such a better way to live than to think that your passion and your love has to come from something or someone else, right? You are now in full control, which is the Babe Method. The Babe Method is putting you in the driver's seat and saying that you are the only thing that you need to create the life that you want, but you have to be willing to put in that work, understand yourself, and then be proactive about these things, like your passions. So when you start to encounter situations where you're like, oh, I am passionate about this thing, think about it, feel it, sit in it, be like, wow, I feel really passionate when I do this. Why? For example, I met a lot of people this past weekend who, it actually blows my mind. I feel so genuinely blessed in this lifetime, sincerely, to meet such incredible people. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm so passionate about meeting people because I feel that I can learn and gain from every single person I meet. It just opens up my heart, opens up my mind. And I feel just the perspectives that I've gained through simple interactions have changed me. And just because I'm passionate about people, I'm passionate about my life, I'm passionate about everything in my life being exactly how it's supposed to. So I'm going to be in the present moment, passionate about that situation because it was placed there for a reason. How could I not be passionate about something if I know that everything in my life is being put in front of me for a reason, right? That kind of gives you more drive to explore that moment. So meeting these people over the weekend, so I met these people over my birthday weekend, actually. And it was so cool to meet artists, stylists, photographers, all people that are now making a living through their passions. And I think that that was so validating to me and such a testament to what passion can really do for you if you allow it to take on a life of its own, or not even a life of its own, if you allow yourself to give into passion. Because I believe we all have it. And not only do we have it, I really do think that it is the driving force behind life. I think that it is what gives us purpose. It is what at least helps us find our purpose, right? But we first have to start with passion, which comes from within. All these people have found a passion. And when I talk to them, nobody has a clear road. Nobody had it paved. Nobody started where they've ended. Not only is it important to just start, it's important to trust that your passion will always carry you where you're supposed to go. If you're honest and open with yourself, then you will be able to let passion guide you in the direction that you're going. So in order for you to figure out how to feel passionate about everything, or how to how to cultivate that passion that is within you, you first have to start to feel what passion feels like for you. So you need to start doing things that you already know you're passionate about. So if there's a hobby, or if there's a person, or if there's something that you want to be around, I keep forgetting that this is my podcast, so I can make dirty jokes if I want to. But you need to start figuring out what you're passionate about, who you're passionate about, the hobbies you're passionate about, if it's work, if it's not work. Whenever you start to feel passionate about something, you need to stop, take a moment, take a deep breath, do a full body scan and say, what does passion feel like for me? What does it feel like internally? What does it feel like externally? What sensations am I going through? What thoughts am I going through? Do I feel like do I feel that time goes by slower? Do I feel like time goes by faster? Take note of all these things, even write them down in your notes. I'm huge on writing things down, especially because what we mind, we manage, and being able to write things down, you will be able to start to identify these things even more. And writing also helps with manifestation. So if you write something down, the likelihood of you being able to recall that thing or create that thing again or manifest that thing again is going to be higher. So you might as well write down, okay, I feel passionate when I am painting. What does that feel like for me? I lose track of time. I enjoy the colors. The colors make me happy. Okay, now that you start to feel what that's like, I'm going to remind you every time that you are creating all those sensations inside yourself. You are creating all those sensations inside yourself. So now that you have identified what it's like to feel passion, you can say, okay, I'm going to keep doing things that make me feel this way. That is going to be your guiding light. You will eventually be able to say, okay, I love how this feels. And I now understand that I can feel this way about other things. You will start to be able to create that sensation within yourself, but first you have to be able to identify it. I think passion for me is probably one of the most favorite things that I have become is passionate. Passion for me is important, is probably the most important thing, to be honest, because I think that I'm here sitting right here in front of you today because of passion, because I'm passionate. Literally, it's gonna make me cry because I'm passionate about this. Like, I'm passionate about helping other people get to this point where I'm at, where I feel so good doing anything and everything because I got me at all times. And I realize that now. And not only do I realize that, I know that. I trust myself enough to say that I will show up for myself every day and live passionately and give myself 110% because I love myself unconditionally and I love my life unconditionally. And I'm passionate about everything I do because everything is perfect and exactly the way it's supposed to be. So how could I not be passionate about like the life, the set that I've been given, right? It's all here for me for a reason. So it's really important for me that other people start to understand that aspect of passion and really start to feel it, because I want everybody to feel that. I used to be kind of embarrassed when people would be like, wow, you're really passionate, or like, yeah, I can tell you're really passionate. And I used to kind of get embarrassed because I feel that people would almost, not that they thought I was like overreacting or acting, but I think it makes some people uncomfortable. If I'm being 100% honest, like looking back now, when people say that to me, like, wow, passion, I go, wow, you've never felt that? That's sad. It's sad that you're surprised by my passion. Because I promise you, if we're just meeting and you're giving me this type of, and you're making these comments to me, then you obviously haven't met me or don't know me too well, because most likely I'm not showing you how passionate I could probably be, right? So for you to be impressed by the little bit of passion that I'm showing tells me that you may not have ever experienced a level of passion that I feel on a daily basis. And that to me is sad, because and maybe this is the Scorpio in me, but I am so fully and utterly aware of my mortality that it makes me feel that every single millisecond of my life is such a crazy blessing. It feels like it's like hypercharged. Like every single second I can feel it, and I almost like don't want it to go away, right? It's almost like I don't want it to go away, but I'm so excited for the next second because I know it's exactly how it's supposed to be and I can't wait for it. So I'm always in this state of like, I'm so happy for everything that has been, everything that will be, that I'm just happy to be here. And I think that that's what being a passionate person is. It allows you to be passionate in every moment, most specifically, the present moment. Passion is love, unconditional love. It's a form of unconditional love that has action behind it. It is a driving force for life. It is what's going to help you find purpose. But that does not stem from anything outside of yourself. Once you're just happy to be here and everything feels like a gift, then you're going to be more than happy to be in the present moment working towards your goals, because you know that your whole life is exactly as it's supposed to be and you will love every single moment no matter what. So now you're not worried. You're not scared to put in the work in the moment. So this is phase 2 of the BABE method, right? And first we talked vulnerability, and it was important for us to lay the groundwork for that because it's important and necessary for you to be honest with yourself before you know what you're passionate about, because it is very easy to lie to yourself. And as you go through this process and as you listen to these episodes and start to really think about yourself, you're going to find, hopefully you don't, but if you do, let it be that you have lied to yourself. There's going to be times where you realize you've lied to yourself about things that you like, about things that you don't like, about people you are around, about situations. We lie to ourselves a lot. And it's always just to protect ourselves. You cannot blame yourself. Don't ever blame yourself. But it is now important for you to know that it is a possibility and you can check in with yourself. Now that you're being honest, what are you passionate about? What brings you passion? How does passion feel for you? It is important that you, in the process of becoming passion, as I said, the first step is to fill your life with things you're passionate about. And eventually you'll be able to understand what that feels like and be able to apply it to all aspects of life. But until then, you need to remove things that you don't feel passionate about. You need to remove things that are doing the opposite of that. If we're functioning through either love or fear, we need to remove things that are causing fear or sensations of fear or scarcity in your life, because that is not abundance. That is not love. That is not a driving force. That is actually going to hold you back and keep you stagnant. So, but I'm just happy for you because now you know honesty, you know vulnerability, and you're capable of doing this. You're capable of checking in and knowing that if the thing that you've been doing for 10 years is not the thing that's making you passionate and it's actually taking away from your life, well, now you know that you're strong enough to change that, right? Or at least begin changing that, or at least begin looking at things differently so you can find passion in what you're doing right now. But most importantly is understanding that you are in the driver's seat for all of this, for all of it. So identifying what you're passionate about, filling your life with things you're passionate about, then becoming passionate about life is going to lead you to a life full of gratitude, and gratitude for every single moment that you are here participating. And on top of that, it'll keep you present in your goals. You can't achieve your goals in the future and you can't achieve your goals in the past. You can only achieve your goals in the present. So if you are not present, you are not working towards your goals. I want you to focus on being vulnerable with yourself and trying to fill your life with passion and removing things that don't make you passionate, because why even spend time on things that don't feel like they add value to your life? And just being honest here. But that being said, you're incredible, you're amazing, and you're so powerful. Like, I really don't think, even if you think that you know, you literally don't know. You're so powerful. I am so looking forward to the next episode. Anna and I have figured out our schedule for the next few weeks, and our episodes I'm really actually quite thrilled about it. That being said, thank you guys again for coming to another episode of the BABE Method podcast. I'm your host, Manuela Velez. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Click the, I don't know, I was going to do it, but I don't know how to do it. Click the thing and like the thing. Thank you. Bye, guys.
How is it that this SD card records 29? It's supposed to record 29:59, and you literally just stopped at 29:47.